Good morning, afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back. PPS here. It is the 1st of March. It's the new month. March Madness is finally here. We're ready for it. Coming at you guys for our NBA show today. I believe 8 or 9 games on the docket. We got a decent slate tonight. Joined as always by my guy, Stu. How we doing, my guy?
I'm doing great. You know, when the plays are hitting, when everybody's cashing, it's a fun time to be around here. And obviously, Pass the Prop has been having a lot of fun recently. So I'm just ready to keep it going. You know, we talked a little before the show. We got a weird slate. There's a lot of weird lines out there, some surprising kind of trappy lines out there. But I think we found some good spots today. I think there's still some action. Just got to be a little bit more careful. I don't know if you noticed. I think there's a decent amount of teams on back-to-backs today as well.
Yeah, a lot of back-to-backs. Don't have to really worry about that too much in college, right? When we're betting college stuff, obviously, you don't really worry about those too much. But today has been it's been kind of, I said it, dude. I fucking hate it, dude. I hate this slate. I have like 3 games that I like, which usually I come on, I'm like, all right, we can work with some of these, but I like almost eliminated 3-4 games right out the gate, right? You don't even look at them. At least in my opinion, that's the way I looked at this slate. There's just so many of them just put me in a weird spot, right? When I just look at it, it's just like, what the hell, dude? Like, no idea. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling like we're seeing the slates, college, NBA, everything. We're feeling pretty good on it. Obviously, we're coming at you guys after another really nice performance. Obviously, Embiid came through for you. What did he end up with?
I think he ended up with 12. He only had like 5 going into half. It was getting a little bit worrying, but he had a very good fourth quarter. Made us sweat a little bit, but it was a nice cash.
Beautiful. Hey, bear down, baby. First time, only time you'll hear me say that. Northern Colorado cleared it pretty easily. I had a guy in my group post that he took the alternate team total at 83.5 at like plus 400. He put like 300 on it, smashed that line. They ended up with like 87. It wasn't even close. That one almost was scary to me because why are you giving me this nice of a line? Like I was expecting like 80.5, right? And they're giving me 75.5. I almost was nervous that something was going to happen because it was so locked in like that. So obviously the Bears come through, and I mean, it was not even really particularly close.
Yeah, no, that's obviously one of those that I very much enjoy cashing, you know, just casually check the ESPN app. Oh, got a winner right here. And yeah, like you said, very high scoring team. I'm very glad. Hey, keep giving them to me, okay? It's Northern Colorado. Like I said, I don't know where it is, but if it's going to keep making me money, then I'll keep listening.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know if you saw we were in that collab thing yesterday. NBA props shot me a message about posting in there.
Yep.
Roll my Lobos. I'm telling you guys, that's a team you want to take in that tournament. I don't know who you won yours, right? You had Cam Johnson, right?
Yep. 2 threes.
That one. New Mexico won by 18. So, I mean, we both hit our legs of it. I don't even know what the other ones really were. I didn't really keep tabs. I got a message about it, and I'm like, oh, I just saw we had Halliburton lose like right away, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, NBA Props is our guy. He's been in the chat before up here. Great guy over on Twitter. It's funny. He asked me, PPS, a couple other people to give some props yesterday. I gave the Cam Johnson 2 threes, which if you watch the show, you already know we love. I mean, he's hit it every single game since being traded so far. So shout out Cam Johnson. I actually sent him a text. He showed me all the picks. And I went, New Mexico State. He messaged PPS, and he was yes.
Hey, do not disrespect my Lobos. New Mexico, no state. New Mexico State's program got cut, bro. They got cut. They had like a big issue on their team, and they actually like don't have a team anymore.
Okay.
I have too much love for that team. Did you see the game Did you watch any of it last night? Probably not. It was on Fox Sports 1. That's the only reason I brought it up was because it's actually a primetime game. And I had the first half over 65.5. It was 94 points scored. It was so funny. It's like 12-11, 4 minutes in. The 3 boys, those 3 guys, I tell you, those 3 dudes, they don't come off the court and they just cook everybody. So I think Mashburn 20-piece. And Fresno State's a top 50 defense, and they just shredded them. That's where Patino's kid is. That's where he's at. He's coaching for New Mexico.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a nice little warm-up for March Madness for me. I mean, honestly, I think gambling Twitter does a real bad job of marketing college basketball because all I ever see is people crying about, like, Duke Kentucky, like those same couple teams. They bet the same like 10 teams every week. And then I come on here and you're just cashing bets on teams I've never heard of. So it's always nice to get those way less bet on angles where the whole world isn't on it, you know?
Yeah, it makes the tournament tougher for me because I like doing as many leagues, right? I do the lower level leagues just because it's easier for me to keep up with. We have so much NBA, right? A lot of these guys are trying to be like college basketball specific, do some NBA, but dude, it's impossible. And I'm not saying it like that like we can't do it. It's just there's not enough time in the day with other stuff going on to be able to cap every single league and NBA, right? I got my 4 or 5 leagues that I love, right? And that's why we're gonna get this weekend's gonna be awesome with tournament time coming around. But it's so hard, dude. It's so hard to just keep up with your league. So just find your teams, find those boys who just come through for you and consistently make you money. And that would be coming through with our Northern Colorado Bears, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at the chat. We got a couple of you guys in here. Jay popping in here first. Yeah, boys, we've been doing pretty well here on the show. Doing pretty well. So happy to have all you guys on here. I think we had like 400 or 500 of you guys watching the show throughout the first lock last time. So hopefully all you guys got those plays in and made your money there. Hey, I don't have a tat, but that might be the first one. It might be right next to a Toledo Rocket right there, as well as they continue to be a wagon, as well as New Mexico. I'm very, very excited to watch those guys in their respective conference tournaments, and then obviously Turbo in here. Very happy to get some winners, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again today. I guess Don Playa wants a question here already. Got Claxton, dude. I can't trust Nick's class, and I can't trust his minutes, at least in my opinion, to do fouls. We have a very weird rotation out there with the Nets now. I have no interest in betting any Nets outside of maybe like your Cam Johnson angle or stuff like that, where you know the guy's going to play his 30-something minutes, you know his role. I mean, Claxton, yes, if he doesn't foul, has been very, very good point per minute wise. But what are your thoughts here? I mean, I would just pass.
I would lean the under, like you're saying right here in this comment. I guess the thing is, the rotations make no. I mean, they pretty much played a 7-man rotation last game. They played all their starters very heavy minutes. And then Royce got some minutes off the bench, and then let's see who else got some minutes. Cam Thomas, but that was it. Everyone else was getting like 5 minutes. So if they were doing that thing they were doing the first couple games where everybody was getting minutes, then I'd like the under more. But if he's going to play 30 minutes out there like he did last game, then I'm a little bit more concerned. So with all that kind of uneasiness around it, with me having no clue what the rotation is going to be, I'm just going to pass on that today.
That's the thing. The same thing with Russ, right? Like a lot of times it could be good for you, right? Like right away early on, you could have a pop-off game, but it's like, when it comes down to it, I'm putting my money on it. I want to be certain I know what's happening here. That's why those Clippers we talked about, we're betting Kawhi and we're betting PG, right? Those are the guys you're taking, right? And here, there's a lot of mouths to feed now. None of them are as big as Kyrie and KD, but you got Dinwiddie, you got Johnson, right? You got Bridges, right? There's a lot of guys that just spreads out even more. So I will be away from Nick Claxton today, or at least not wanting to be anywhere close to Nick Claxton today. Okay, we got a college question here. I haven't really bet much Big East. Marquette's about 15 minutes from my place. But they are healthy. I mean, I think that's a good line, but I'm not gonna be betting on the Big East tournament, most likely there.
Yeah, I have no clue, so I can't help over here, unfortunately. But hey, someone give me long shots. I need some long shots to tail. Like plus 700 is the only thing I like in that whole text. I don't know anything about Villanova. I just want something plus 700 that I can root for. So,
hey, I don't know what I want to know what the lines are for a couple of these. Did they even open? I don't know if they opened up futures or like winning their conference tournaments. All I'm seeing is tournament winners, right? And then I find a couple conference ones. I think if I'm going to look at a couple of these, I kind of like that Marshall look at plus 200. You're getting Youngstown State plus 165 on DK. Go get that. That is, I thought it'd be way closer to even money there, but I obviously really like that one. Where the hell is the one I want? There was one I really wanted, and I can't find it. Oh fuck! I'll find it later, I guess. This is gonna bother me now that I'm looking. Now you guys got me all involved in looking at futures markets. That's not where I want to be there. But all right, we got what 8-9 games today. I mean, I talked about it here. There's not much I like here for games, but I want to hear what's your favorite spot. What's your favorite spot today?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I think we just 76ers Heat would probably be the choice, but we just saw that the other day. So that doesn't really count. We just kind of saw that. So for me, it might have to be the Nets Knicks game. I mean, that line kind of confused me. I saw a 7 last night or earlier this morning. I didn't expect the Knicks to be that heavy favorites. They're coming off a very impressive performance against Boston. 2 playoff teams in the East squaring off head-to-head, kind of the Battle of New York. I think that has to be kind of the clear choice. Only problem, neither of those teams really score that much. I'm used to the Kings Thunder out here, but I'll have to settle for some defense today.
Yeah, we like those slow ones, right? We like those nitty-gritty type of games. So hopefully we'll be able to find some value in those games. I think we'll talk about it a little bit here. But going to my game here, I mean, I kind of got to do Pelicans, the Pelicans versus the Lillards. I don't even know if you can call them the Blazers at this point, because they play with 3 guys. So I will not be even calling them that anymore. But Late Night Hammer obviously gets a little bit of love from me. They're the only game in the last 2 hours of that slate. So obviously really like that spot. Dame Lillard's points are down 2 points today to 35.5. It's like something's crazy, right? It's a huge dump down, but I didn't bet him yesterday. I'm going to him today. I really like him. I won't be on the show here with him, but I really want to see that game. And I'm interested because I'm interested to see how the addition to Thibault, how he goes. Is he going to go to Ingram? Obviously could have CJ McCollum. I think he's going to guard Ingram, which is going to be involved with one of my next plays on the show here. But there's a lot of pretty good defenders, like one-on-one defenders. I'm just curious how it's going to go because we have a huge total. We have a nice pace, but we got some dudes who can play some defense in these games individually. So I'm curious how that's going to go.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think those two kind of do set up to be, I think for once on this show, I think we actually did cover 2 of the better games of the slate rather than telling you guys to watch the Rockets play tonight. So, it's a tougher slate, a little bit more defense, but, I think we still found some good games. Yeah,
I don't think the winning DK lineup tonight will be anything higher than 310, right? You're not going to see anything like that, except we just saw the news that AD is out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is... And Russell's out. Man, dude, lock me up some Dennis Schroeder to go for a 50-piece tonight, dude.
Rui.
He doesn't look good, bro.
It doesn't matter. He's back. Today's the day.
He's back playing his 12 minutes doing nothing. So that's all he's
doing. That's what he's been doing these last couple of days, okay? Now that he's probably in the starting lineup again, I need to see Rui do so. You're right. He has not been good recently, but I would hope no AD.
You starting at the 5? Are you starting him at the 5?
No. Vanderbilt will start probably at.
Oh my God, bro! You can't start him at center.
Yes, you can.
Oh my God!
Who else would?
All I'm saying is that Kings line is looking better and better for me to win some money off you. Because my God, dude, LeBron goes down the day after we post that poll. That was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Lakers, we need some stability here, okay? Seeing AD go out, the gingerbread man, as I like to call him, is not a very good sign whatsoever. But I actually have a prop in that game, so hopefully it doesn't get too crazy with AD out. I think actually having all these backups in is actually good for what I'm hoping to talk about. So we'll see.
Sounds good. We'll go to your half unit play here to start, and we'll get the show rolling. 15 minutes in, 20 of you guys in here. Smash that like button, and let's get it rolling with number 1 of 4 today.
Yup. Staying in that game, we got some really good value. Jalen Williams over 1.5 steals plus 135, playing this one half unit. I don't know if plus money Bob's in here. I hope he is, I'm trying to provide for the community out here. But honestly, this is one of the first numbers that stuck out to me. When I looked at it, I pretty much thought, oh, this should be like minus 110. So to get at plus 135 is definitely something I want to take advantage of. I would guess it might be off the board with AD being ruled out, because obviously we started the show about 15 minutes ago, so that news just broke. But I don't think that AD being out will functionally change this number whatsoever and be very confusing if it did. For you guys that don't know, Jalen Williams is a rookie this year, drafted out of Santa Clara. Huge wingspan. That was one of the biggest things, I believe, 7'2" wingspan on a 6'6" kind of combo guard. So very impressive athletic profile, and it's been really showing since January 1st, right? Since the new year 2023, Jalen Williams leads the league in steals so far. I don't think people Fred VanVleet, those are names we think of, some of these other guys. Jalen Williams is absolutely crushing, averaged 2 steals per game in the month of January, improved on that in the month of February to 2.2 steals. So I'm not exactly sure if SGA is going to play. I assume he's not going to play, but some people are kind of bringing up, I guess
I think he might. I think he might play today, because I don't think he was going to start the first end of the back-to-back. I think he's going to play this one.
Yeah.
All their lines are down, at least all their point lines. I can't find point lines on it.
He's in health and safety protocol. So I don't know if he's been released from that. It could happen later today. But either way, this is, like I said, this is a number that's been cashing since January 1st. The whole month of January was played with SGA, where he was on this 2 steals per game. He played the Lakers earlier this season. How many steals do you think he had against the Lakers earlier this season?
I'm just thinking about who they had earlier this year at point guard. Was that with Pat Bev giving him like three cookies?
Oh, yeah. Well, Pat Bev was out there. What's his name was off the bench. Joe beat me to it. He had 6 in his last game.
Yeah, Joe's doing all the work for you, dude. He's doing all the work for you.
Hey, what if I didn't even know that? What if I just asked an open-ended question? I hope somebody saved me out here. But no, 6 steals in the last matchup earlier against, LA. It's just a great spot. I understand he's on a back-to-back right here, but I honestly think Jalen Williams might be the one guy in the Thunder rotation that's safe. I mean, he is the only guy that when Giddey gets benched, when Dort gets benched, Williams is consistently playing 30 minutes through these games. So I think his minutes are very secure, whether SGA is in or whether he's out. I think this just means plenty of steal opportunities. So to get this at plus 135 when he had 6 steals. And now they're going to have to be playing backups, right? Guys like Schroeder coming in who maybe aren't going to be used to this. Rui more ball handling. Just some of these other guys, Beasley more ball handling. It all just sets up.
We want Beasley with the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he's shooting. So if you get a hand in his face, he doesn't know what to do. He might just throw it straight out of bounds right here. So no real clear kind of secondary ball handler. Just should be plenty of steal opportunities. Love this at plus money right here.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I do like on that Lakers side is Dennis Schroeder. That man he's been so good when he's getting actual usage there. He's been good to me, DK wise, betting wise. I have a soft spot for him because he was on my tournament winning lineup because the dude just popped off for 45 in that one. So I do have a soft spot for Dennis Schroeder. I'm gonna go back to him, I'm sure, today. But I really like what you talked about minutes wise, because we even saw it last time. The talk of the year, right, is Isaiah Joe, bro. I had a little bit of money on him yesterday, and he plays 21 minutes, right? There's just, you never know who is going to play here. It sucks because we saw Giddey getting a little bit of foul trouble, and he never got back into the rhythm of the game because he had 3 fouls going. I think he got like his 4th foul like a couple minutes into the 3rd quarter, ended up sitting, and then just never got back into that rotation that he normally gets into. So it was just tough. That whole game yesterday was just weird. 20 minutes across the board to everybody. So I am happy that you talked about that, because that was going to be the first thing I bring up, was just the amount of guys that they have that they just throw out random dudes. Last thing I'll say about this, make sure you look at how this is fucking spelled, because everybody, whenever I bet on Jalen Williams, I bet on the other Jalen Williams for blocks. And just make sure you're looking at that, because I know I've had people bring it up to me, whether it be in my chat or out here. Make sure it's Jalin. There is a Jaylin, both rookies. One from Arkansas. Obviously, this was Santa Clara, Jalen Williams. So make sure you are looking at that when you are locking it in.
Yeah, I always have to throw in the Santa Clara part. I try to make sure, it's crazy, by the way, that a team would draft 2 Jalen Williams in the first round as rookies, and they'd both be in the starting lineup, and they're both forwards. So that's a very good point right there. Make sure you click on the right guy. If you randomly see plus 200, it's not a great deal. It's just the wrong guy.
Yeah, I know. Just get the oh, I got a good value on this book. Yeah, no, it's not right. It's not right. So I'm gonna go to a spot here, combo spot. This is a FanDuel line here. I'm going to Terry Rozier. I wish they would offer shot attempts. I think that would be my favorite spot because Terry Rozier is going to have the free reign of this offense. Obviously, no LaMelo Ball back straight. I would assume Dennis Smith Jr. is probably going to be starting alongside of him. I would assume because I don't think they really have anybody else. You got JT Thor. You got Mark Williams, who's a low usage rate guy. Gordon Hayward needs, obviously, the ball passed to him, more of a spot-up guy at this point in his career, not what he was early on in his career when he could obviously make his own shots here. But Rozier is going to be that dude. He's going to shoot the ball. I would probably put a safe bet at 25 times. I would, if he gets his full 35 to 38 minutes. And what I really like is LaMelo Ball. I don't know if you've been watching a lot of Charlotte games. I mean, they're awful to watch, but it's fun. But in competitive games, these guys are getting huge minutes. And I get it. This game probably is not going to be very competitive, right? But we saw LaMelo getting 38 to 40. Rozier was 35, 37. Are we talking Terry Rozier 40 minutes out there giving me 35+% usage rate when he's on the court? You're going to give me 38 minutes? I guess a fast-paced team, right? We're going to get a lot of Terry Rozier here, and I think that we're going to start seeing this number move up. It's 22.5. I bought it down to 20 because I needed something to pair with Vucevic here. I'm going to go to Vucevic for rebounds. I think his normal line is 12. I think it was 12.5. Detroit Pistons are bottom 5 in every rebounding category. If Duren isn't in there, I don't even mind if he is, really, because they just have like 3 dudes who play the exact same way, right? You got Wiseman, Bagley, and obviously Duren when healthy. Stewart is there too. So a lot of guys that can be down there. Vucevic is notorious for having shitty second halves. I've bet on him so many times, but the dude always, I swear, I would love to look at his lines in terms of hooks because this dude, I swear, hooks more people than anyone I've ever seen because I always bet on his rebounds. It's always 1 under. So I'm going to be safe and just grab the 10 because it's happened so much. And you just look at his game logs, right? He's grabbing those double doubles, but you don't really see those huge games, right? Just because obviously you got Drummond back there just waiting in the wings just to grab 12 rebounds in his 8 minutes that he plays. So I think we're going to see a nice showing here. Again, a game that I don't really understand, right? With a pretty close total here, only 6-point spread. If the game stays to 6 points and we get a 35 minutes out of Vooch, like we have been seeing in competitive games, sign me up for Vooch to grab 10 boards on this team here. I think this is a very, very nice buy down spot on Vucevic.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I have to add much about Vucevic right there against that Detroit front right there. It's no stretch guys, which is great. It's all guys that are going to keep him around the rim, and then matchups he should very easily be able to take advantage of. So I like that. Rozier is obviously the scarier one just with blowout being an implication. But honestly, the way I'm thinking about it right now, it's kind of like if he gets a 40% usage tonight, which is not out of the question at all, I think he can hit this in like 28 minutes, in 3 quarters, not even having to touch the floor. Because like you mentioned, without PJ, without LaMelo, this team has legitimately no depth. It already didn't have any depth. We were shitting on JT Thor before the show started. I'm glad Steve is kind of joining in with us. Dude is like Tony Snell out there. I mean, his first game, he played 23 minutes, had 0 points and 0 assists. So I don't know how you do that as a starter, but he's proven us all wrong. So JT Thor being I don't even know what his name is. McGovern.
Oh, no, it's Bryce McGowan's from Nebraska.
Yeah, whoever that guy is just got signed to like a 4-year deal by them. I don't know if you saw that.
He's got potential. He just he hasn't shown anything there. In college, the dude was nasty. He's nice.
But then, like you said, too, Mark Williams, another very low usage player. Gordon Hayward, I don't think he's going to take more than 15, 16 shots any given night for the rest of the season. So I'm Rozier has never been good to me, right? This is a guy that either scores like 12 points or 40 points, and I can never seem to be on the right side of it. But if he shoots the ball 20 times in 3 quarters, how do you stay away from this number today?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I get it. I think that number is only 22.5 for the specific reason of blowout risk.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm just not high on the Suns today. We got Durant here, like it's like I feel like that's going to be the whole show. Like they don't care about the actual game; they just care about getting Durant his minutes.
Does it feel like a game where they're like ahead by like 10 points all game, and it feels like nobody's really trying that hard? Like they're just kind of coasting through. KD's getting acclimated. I kind of agree with that sense right there. That maybe it's just one of those like, yeah, we're going to win, but we're not going to destroy them. We're easing back into things. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, especially with no LaMelo, like we don't have to try today. Like this is our spot. I know they have I don't know if it's on TV, but I know they're in a bigger matchup on Friday against the Bulls. I think that they're on some sort of bigger stream site or whatever it is. So, or bigger TV, whatever. I don't even have TV, dude. I just stream stuff and have all my streaming services and all that. I don't even have any of those. So I can't even talk about TV. I don't even watch. So,
yeah. I was just going to say, I have to write my Dimers article on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the TNT games. And I always have to check what the TNT games are. I have no clue. I just assume like, oh yeah, it's the Warriors today. Yeah, it's rough for us non-TV guys out here.
It is for sure. And I'm glad that Jay is on this one too. Vooch 10, Ivy 4. I think that's a great look as well. I kind of like that game. It's just, I like the game environment. I hate what the numbers are giving me right now. The numbers just don't match up. I know you were talking about it with me earlier today. 6 points? For real?
They're playing their best basketball of the season, and they're 6-point favorites against the Pistons? I mean, they're begging for me to bet on them. Absolutely not. I'm not betting any spreads today. I've looked at like 4 spreads today and been like, well, that seems wrong. And if I'm doing that, someone that could care less about it, then something's up today. So you guys, if you want to bet the Bulls, I believe in you. I think that's the right side, but the gambling gods have their ways, and I don't want to mess with them today.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to you have 2 half unit spots?
This one's a unit right here.
Unit. Okay.
Yep.
I copied and pasted, so I think I might have grabbed it from the first one there. So let me pull that up, and we'll get to your biggest play of the day here.
Boom. This is actually kind of a throwback play. I used to play this a bunch at the end of last year and even in the playoffs. We're going PJ Tucker to knock down 1-3. The corner sniper, the sharpshooter extreme, the best bald player in the NBA. And we're pairing him up with Grizzlies money line -115 against the Rockets. I'll start out with the Grizzlies money line. This analysis is very simple. The Rockets are very bad. So I believe the Grizzlies will win tonight. Now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to PJ Tucker, who's come back from the All-Star break hot. Has 2 threes in every game since the All-Star break, which is good. This is a very low-volume shooter, right? I normally come on here, I'm betting on guys that take 10 threes a game and make 2 of them. That gets a little bit stressful sometimes. PJ Tucker in the month of February is shooting 53% from 3. He's only going to take 2 to 3 a game, but he's averaging 1.3 made during that span. Now we get a little bit revenge game right here. He just had 2 threes in the same matchup the other day. Obviously played for the same team in the playoffs just last season. I love getting that little extra narrative, but it makes real common sense. I don't want to go down and mess with either of the centers on either of these teams. I think that we're going to see a lot of outside shooting, and that's exactly what PJ Tucker is going to do. He's going to stand in that corner, sit there all game. He'll probably get 2 to 3 chances. I'm betting he knocks down one of them. Like I said, I know it's a little bit hard to trust PJ Tucker, but I rarely get him in good form. And he's made 2 threes in every game coming in right here. So I think we're finally getting him some good form. And then also we have that narrative angle, right? Playing his former team, playing the team he was in the playoffs with. And then finally, there's really no driving room right here. He's either kind of doing one of those corner threes or he's going to sneak behind someone in the dunker spot and have a little push-in layup. I don't think that's an option today. He's playing against a good defense, not playing against the Thunder. So, although the Thunder are a good defense now, I might have to change that. He's not playing against the Rockets like the Grizzlies are. So, this is one of my favorite combos of the day. I think PJ Tucker's getting a little bit slept on. I think there's some good value on his number here.
Love it. Former Buck PJ Tucker. Get him that ring, baby. And I'm going to the late night hammer game we talked about there. And I talked about it a little bit. I really like Matisse Thybulle. I like what he's bringing to this Portland team in terms of actual defense, because we don't really see it too much from these guys. So I think he's going to match up here with Ingram. What I do like to see is over his last 10 games, 11.2 potential assists. Going his last 10 games, we're seeing him averaging around 8.5 potential rebounds or rebounding chances here. I think that's really important. I don't know about Nance. I don't know if he's back here.
No,
Obviously, that's
2 weeks gone.
he's still out. So that's obviously really nice for me. Obviously, if you're looking at Nance going to fight for a rebound versus Hernan Gomez, it's a big difference in terms of that, right? Nance is going balls to the wall for his 20 minutes. He knows that's all he gets, right? That's how they play. 48-minute split with him and Valanciunas. I really like this spot. I love the minutes that he's getting, even in blowouts, right? We've seen them, they lost by 18 to the Lakers, still played 34 minutes. We saw them lose by 20 to the Knicks, got 36 minutes. So far this season, he's averaging 5 and 5 in terms of rebounds and assists here. But I do really like this spot. Portland's bottom 10 in terms of assists allowed. I think that this is really going to help because they're probably going to be doubling, obviously, or just letting the best defender take them over here, right? So I think we're going to have to get a little bit more pass heavy here. I do not expect a pop-off game like Ingram has been having. This whole month, he's averaging 28 points per game. You have to put your main focus on Brandon Ingram. I think they're going to lead to open shots, going to be leading to a lot more easy opportunities for other guys. I like his assist line. I'll be talking about that in a bit here for my long shot spot. But like I said, bottom 5 in terms of assists, bottom 5 in terms of field goal percentage, bottom 6 in 3-point percentage allowed. I think we could see Brandon Ingram running in that like point forward spot here where we get it there, kick it out to CJ, kick it out to Herb Jones, or give me that alley-oop big boy down there to Joel Val. So I love it. I really like his assist line, but they're juicing it up everywhere. Don't want to touch it. So I'm just going to take both. He has been grabbing enough rebounds for me to feel confident in this play.
Yeah, and I mean, this is not a spot I normally look to. I haven't really, bet on Brandon Ingram that much this year, but I will say is I do think the setup is a very tough scoring environment. Obviously, Portland is not the greatest defense in the world, but when you look at the 2 individual matchups he's going to see, it's mostly going to be Jeremy Grant and Matisse Thybulle, which are 2 matchups that I don't want to mess with. Obviously, we know Matisse Thybulle being traded over. He is one of the best defensive players in the league, no doubt about it. He just has almost 0 offensive game, which kind of kept him off of the court. So this is a pretty brutal matchup. I think it kind of means we're going to see a little bit less scoring and a little bit more passing. And then also it's CJ's first game against Dame, I believe, right? It's their first kind of
reunion. I think so.
Yeah. I just read it on Twitter, so it may not be true. I don't know. I'm not, the biggest narrative guy in the world, but that's always a nice little thing that obviously CJ is going to kind of want to ball out. That's one of his good buddies, one of his best friends, and his teammate for a long time. So I do think there's some added motivation for CJ to shoot and maybe Ingram take a little bit more of a backseat, a little bit more of a passing role in this one.
Yeah, no, exactly. I didn't even bring up the CJ spot. I didn't even think about that, but obviously that's another look to go to as well. I just really think there's a lot more value on this. I look at it, right? You do not want to go there normally because this dude's dropping 28, 30 a game, but everything we talked about, tougher matchup. I don't really see Grant guarding CJ, right? They're not even going to be close there. And I think Thybulle obviously is the number 1 defender here, and I think that they're going to take it over. If they do have Grant guarding Ingram, I think that'd be a little bit more of a mistake. I'd put my best guy on the guy dropping 28 a game right now. So do really like Brandon Ingram to come through for us here.
I agree with that. I was just trying to think through kind of logically like how the guarding would go. I think it's probably a combination of both, but I agree. If Ingram starts hot, Matisse is going to be there all game. No doubt.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, let's do our recap here, and we will get to our long shot. I don't believe I got one from you yet, so I'll get that from you shortly.
You're getting the number right now, so you're going to go first today. But
beautiful. All right, let's do a recap here. I'll start us off. Terry Rozier, 20 points to go along with Vucevic, 10 rebounds. That's minus 125 on FanDuel. And then I'll be going to Brandon Ingram, also on FanDuel. Rebounds, assists over 10.5, minus 130. Stu, coming at you with your half unit first.
Yep, started out with Jalen Williams over 1.5 steals plus 135 for a half unit over on DraftKings. Then we did a same game parlay. We're going PJ Tucker 1-3 Grizzlies money line at minus 115, 1 unit also over on DraftKings.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm looking at the SGA news, and it says he's out on DK, but it hasn't updated or anything there. So obviously we're still a little behind on that. Stu, do you want to start us off here for your long shot?
You start us off. You go. I'll pick up.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to be just going with a guy we just talked about there. I'm going to go to Brandon Ingram double-double here. We're seeing that sit at around 410 on DK. We've been having very good success with double doubles. I think we've hit our last three,
Yeah.
or at least my last three on these. In terms of, we got D'Angelo Russell at plus 1,000. We got 1,500 on PJ Washington. We ended up hitting the Jimmy Butler one at plus 400 as well. And that's not even counting the Paul George 3 spot. But we got Ingram here. I just talked about what I like about him. I think, especially when you see these superstars struggling offensively, they try to impact the game in other ways, right? And I think that this is going to have to be the spot. If Brandon Ingram doesn't get this and not get 10 points, I don't know what I'll do, but I won't be showing up for the next week. So Stu will do this on his own. I hope Ingram can find a way to bully ball his way into 10 points. And obviously I want to guess the 10 assists. That would be my guess. But also that Larry Nance news is huge. And I think that we could definitely see that. Giving me an opportunity to grab both sides. I really like Brandon Ingram to fill up the stat sheet tonight for us.
Yeah, I like that look a lot. I like guys that can get it in multiple different ways. That's the key, right? Yeah, he can get rebounds, assists. Obviously, I think we all can agree that the points will be like minus 20,000 for 10 points. I think we can safely assume that's there. I definitely like this look. I was going to get greedy. I was looking for a pair, but I'm going to go with a lower odds one right here that I do think the odds are just wrong. I'm going Donovan Mitchell to have 5 threes at plus 330. There were times earlier this season where Donovan Mitchell to get 5 threes was like plus 180. So to obviously get that kind of huge boost right here is definitely something I want. Are you?
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm typing it in.
Okay, no, I thought you had a question. I was worried I cut out. But yeah, I love Mitchell right here. Plus 330, I do think is pretty solid value given the volume, right? Averaging almost 10 threes per game. I believe it's like 9.6 in the month of February, coming off an 8 for 12 game. The biggest thing I've noticed in games where Mitchell does struggle to get downhill a lot, he is very willing to just pull that trigger, shoot early and often in the shot clock. It doesn't really matter when you have kind of more low usage guys on the court with you, right? I mean, Garland is probably the next best thing, but when you look at most of these other guys, obviously they got rid of Kevin Love, Mobley, Allen, none of these, even Okoro off the bench, none of these guys are really kind of acquiring a huge market share. It's a tough matchup, right? The Celtics are not fun. I don't think he's going to be able to get downhill very well. He hit this in 1 of 2 games against them already. I just think it's going to be chucking season, right? He took over 9 threes in both games so far against the Celtics. I believe he's just going to pull up early and often. So I think this is some solid value. And since we do have 2 lower ones, this is one where you actually could probably, parlay round robin, and it wouldn't even be as crazy as, some of our normal days.
Yeah, no, this is the lowest we've been in a while on these long shots. So, yeah, I always like guys. Obviously, we want volume. We got to see the volume. We got to see that. And we're going to see Mitchell shoot 10 threes. Like, that's not even a question anymore after these last few games.
Yeah, no, I mean, coming off an 8 for 12 game, taking 9+ threes every game this month. Like, he's just chucking. And they need that on their team. That's why they acquired him. It's not like he's, ignoring the coach or anything like that. He is a high volume scorer, and I expect him to do it in a tough matchup tonight.
Beautiful. Big team or big players show out in big games, and that's what we love to talk about there a little bit there. So I love it. I love both. I'm surprised we haven't seen the Terrence message on here already. I guess he's sleeping or he's in a meeting or something like he says he is usually, but hopefully we'll get an update here before we head out what that is together, because I think we have an opportunity to hit both. So, Stu, what do you got for the people here before we head out? Quicker show today, 9-game slate. Not the greatest slate. We've had better ones, but still another opportunity to make money.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, as the NBA season ticks down, I'll be grateful for everything. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, looking forward to March Madness. But yeah, we got a lot of cash to make in front of us. So I'm very happy. I know PJ Tucker and Jalen Williams aren't the premier guys people love to hear about, but I think that's where we find some value today. And yeah, I'll have plenty more picks going. I mentioned Cam Johnson's been a cash cow. He's playing again today. So I've probably got to bet on him at some point. I mean, it would almost be rude if I didn't bet on him once again right here. So considering that fact, I definitely will have some more props you're going to want to follow over on Twitter, which is Monotone Football, as you guys already know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tail some college basketball. I'm also some PGA content out there if you want to check it out over at Odds Checker. I did write up Sahith Theegala for my long shot, along with some of the other, golf legends in the industry. So if you want to check out my long shots, and then people that are way smarter than me give their long shots, then that's also out there too.
Yeah, I like this golf slate. I love it. I've been watching a lot of golf lately. First, it just started with me trying to get better at golf, so I wanted to watch pros play, and I'm like, oh, shit, I can make some money doing this. So had a couple good weeks these last couple weeks. Obviously have my 2 lineups already locked in, loaded, ready for this weekend. Arnold Palmer Invitational should be a fun one there. So obviously I'll be a fan of that. Got huge UFC stuff this week too. Hyped for that. So I'm pumped. It should be a great week of sports. We got a nice, tasty 21.79 on FanDuel. That's the spot to go. Go to FanDuel, grab that spot. I didn't even look at Ingram double on FanDuel. I did not even look. I will have to find that. I want to find if that's better odds or which one of ours got better odds over there.
Yeah,
430 for Ingram on FanDuel.
Very solid.
Beautiful. But all right, you guys want more plays? Obviously, we'll end up posting a few more on Twitter. I already posted my 2 college plays of the day already. They're posted about 10 minutes before the show came on. So I'm excited. Have huge amount of plays coming out for conference tournament time. I'm super pumped. Grab Youngstown State. It's almost too late. Grab them. Make sure you grab them to win that to win their tournament coming up here shortly. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck today, and we will see you Friday for another round of Pass the Prop NBA.